portion of the green meeting here. Now we're just going, this should go pretty quick now. The next one is, which I did not go to, was Suds Snacks and Socialism. Do we even know what the topic was last or this month?
Well, we're taking a we have a summer break, so for um July and August we're off, but we're going to be dealing with the elections again, and some of the initiatives so people, have information. Obviously, the ones on uh, taxing the rich are important, but there are a range of other things that may be coming up, um, and we're trying to push uh, people like Mark Rendon to get more publicity. The fact that he qualified is quite impressive. Um, and so those are the next two. We've been talking about a range of other possibilities, and you know, just always let me know what might be a priority. We were thinking about some of the issues around uh, the port and the airport expansion and all of that. That's a possibility. And anyway, so that's where we're at. We meet at least two times a month to discuss. So as I said, just drop me a line and let me know if you have thoughts on it.
Yeah, I need to get to more of them because it would also can hand out promotion material for our movie nights. Um, and just to support them because it's good work. I still would, as always, I'd love to see them get a little more radical and be yelling about electoral politics more and slates and things like that. And how do we connect it? And I also want to get more involved in the DSA too and see if I can, I don't know, get them to stop fighting amongst the generations and see what's really going on and actually be there. Don went to the last one. He liked it, but also said the same thing where it's like, oh, there seems to be this discontent between the two generations. And then the next one is the Green Sunday report back. That was all
Oh
right.
yeah, yeah. We had David Cobb talk about solidarity economy, and it started off with a relatively small audience, so he kind of made it pretty informal, and a lot of people got to ask a lot of questions. Of course, it was a lot about the worker co-ops, and here in the East Bay, we've got a number of worker co-ops, and so it was a good highlight um, discussion on that stuff. And later on, more people came, and um, but I think it's recorded, but I don't know if it's up yet. So
It is.
um,
It was recorded. It is not up yet.
okay. So I guess hopefully Justin will get a chance to put it up in the next week or so.
Yes, yes, I will get ours up next week, and we're going to have edits next week as well. Yes, I enjoyed. David is definitely a mentor. I think he's amazing. Does good work, and I actually love the more informal ones. Was always with Michael Rubin, with the ancestors. Was always on about that we actually should have more discussion as opposed to presentations. But yes, it was really informative. I have some of the screenshots of the slides, to get those up on our social media. And yeah, I thought it was a really good Green Sunday. Even the meeting afterwards was okay. All right, and moving on, next one is social media and outreach. I was at the SF Mime Troop on Thursday, handing out materials for ourselves and candidate. Even though I know it's not in Oakland's not in the district where they're running, but we were out there. It was well attended. Uh, I want to say again, and this is not even political. It wasn't my favorite of theirs, but they've been around 67 years. You can't hit it out the park every time, right? Sometimes you only get a single, sometimes you get a double. You don't always get a home run. And being that it's also the career that I'm in as in putting on events and shows and all that stuff too. Fucking yeah, it just has it too. But it was beautiful weather. It wasn't too hot, not too cold. Well attended. Um, I would say it was. I don't know about. I only went Thursday. I wouldn't say that it was still diverse in age so much. Definitely not ethnicity. We still haven't bridged that gap. Um, but again, it's always, they're always well attended and they've been around forever. And I encourage people to support them and go out anyway. It's a fun night out and it's donation based, doesn't cost you a fucking thing. You can put $1 in the goddamn bucket, a quarter, whatever, they don't care. So you go out there and I don't know what it is too, and I say this when I'm there too. I always get warm and fuzzy feelings anytime I see people using public space. I
Right.
think that is fucking life. This other bullshit that we do, so we have that time off, is not life. That is not living, right? That is part of, what you say, for surviving. But out there with community and yeah, anyway, it was really good.
Geographically, they're getting a bigger range these days. Um, I was originally going to go this weekend, but the combination of the World Cup and the weather discouraged me. But I plan to go. But yeah, I didn't hear great things about this production. But as you said, it's part of a culture that we have to support it, and it brings people together in a way that, and just relaxing together, not just hearing some kind of political diatribes. That always is positive, and we have to fight, to make things more available in public space. So I totally agree.
And also for, the 19 people that are going to watch this online, that when I say it, it still had a great message, great points. Just sometimes, again, you just can't hit a home run every time.
Right.
Every year they write a new play every year. They
Right.
don't repeat. They do not repeat. So yes, we still have to support that culture, and it was good. Usually they're great.
Yeah, right.
Right? It'd be like you go to your favorite restaurant, and always I do. I have a food truck that's right next to the laundromat where I do my laundry. They knock it out of the park every time. If I was to go there and get a taco that, no, it was okay, but not how they know. I wouldn't fucking know. I'd still eat there fucking again. That's for damn sure. Because I'm sorry, fucking, one time out of 10, it was only good. It wasn't amazing.
Right.
So, and that's what I would say here, that usually they're amazing. They're excellent. This one was good. Yeah, it was good. What do you say? Yes, Orlando.
I think every year when they do it, depends on what topic. Last year they had good topics, good things going on.
Right.
I think this was so chaotic, but that's why I want to say I appreciate you, Bill. You remind me of Wilson. That's for one.
Right.
But for two, your wisdom from your labor union and all your experience, it makes a great difference for us to learn the logistics of it and understand when we go into something, why we are going and how we can work around it. And I appreciate you for that.
Well, thank you, Orlando, for such kind words.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's really good at making sure that we fucking hear that shit. And yes, I think just like what we had said on this report back before too, there's just so much. And they did try to touch on everything, AI. It's just too much to deal with at once, and that's part of the game they're playing against us. Is to just throw so much shit at us that we just can't. You can never get it just get it perfectly clean. But yes, please, people go and support. Yeah, good, not great. Any other outreach? I didn't do any of it too. No? Cool. Moving on, we have our events, our June movie report back again for their being very well attended. Right, right. Lots of people. And last month's movie, Don't Look Up, was a lot lighter than Sugar Cane the month before. Which I would even say sugarcane was actually heavier, or at least affected me deeper than Zone of Interest, the first one we did about the Nazi concentration camp. Maybe because one was a documentary and one was a movie about it, right? That shit they were showing was happening like almost in real time. We were getting it hit to us. But yes, it was, well, the discussions have been great. Those are up already. The videos from that are up on our social media. And then our July movie coming up as well. Oh my gosh. It was right there in my head. But I will tell you in 30 seconds. I will find out what it is because I have it on my page. Nope, on the Oakland Greens page, maybe. Yep, it is Age of Disclosure. How can I forget that? Because that's such a good movie, which is about the UAPs now that they are fully admitting that we're not alone, as it were. So it is more of a documentary, but it's not heavy. Don't worry about please come. And they do. I had all the registrations are open for everything and people are registering, which I appreciate. Again, to the 9 people that'll watch this, thank you very much for registering because it gives me an idea of how much food that we should buy. And it helps us again with donations. Any questions about the movie that's coming up? No? Yeah. But moving on to, so we already have 2027 written. And I want to go over it with you if you didn't see it in the email. And then I'll answer any questions. And of course, as we get closer to November, I will be sending out the trailers for everything, or if something comes up that someone else thought we should add, let me know, we can change. We are trying to take, again, because I just mentioned how heavy this season was and seasons in the past too. That is not, I wouldn't call it a criticism, but it definitely are comments that the movies that I bring and that we vote on and we pick, and of course it should be, we're a social justice or group, are super, super heavy, and could we mix it up more? So next year we are trying to go and bring more comedies. But as always, I can tie anything into the social justice movement, and it's easy. So January, we're going to be showing Blazing Saddles. February, Nuremberg. March is Outbreak. April is Older Than America. May is History of the World Part 1. June is Lumumba. July is Luis Theroux Inside the Manosphere. August is The Only Good Indian. September is Monty Python's The Holy Grail. October is American History X. And as we're doing this year, November will be another comedy show, and we're going to call it The Last Laugh Laughing.
Pardon me 1 second. I'll
Sure.
be back.
Sure. Any questions on movies? How many do you recognize?
Is History of the World a Monty Python?
No, Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks, that's it. Okay.
Mel Brooks.
Well,
I heard you giggle, Bill. I heard you giggle at some of the titles.
Yeah. The confrontation, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where his limbs get progressively.
Oh, yes. I'll bite your ankles off. Absolutely. Those have become like, phrases within our culture.
I know.
Don't be a flesh wound.
Right.
Say that, everybody knows what you're talking about.
Right.
Things like that too. So, but I think it's a good mix. Lumumba is a great movie. Again, that's about the Congo. Only Good Indian. We are going back to the Christian schools, but it's a movie, not a documentary. American History X is kind of heavy, but it does have a kind of a happy ending at the end. Yeah, I think it's a good mix for next year. No other questions? Announcements?
Yeah, I have an announcement.
Yes, please.
Bill might didn't know, my brother passed
Oh,
Monday.
sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, due to complications of, the street life. But
Wow.
besides all that, I lost my middle brother.
Mm.
Man, it was really close, really tight.
Wow.
And, losing Wilson, then losing my brother, and, going to situation with Don and so forth, it just took a big hit on me. So that's why I've been back, just trying to get my mind and my emotions intelligence to the right state to get back more active. But I'm just, breathing for the ancestors. And like I say, Bill, I appreciate you and Greg and Vicente. So, I just take it to heart that I love y'all and I'm always there for y'all. And thank y'all for being here for me during difficult times.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah.
I know you support people so well. Having to carry that burden at the same time, I know must be very tough. Anyway, our thoughts
Absolutely.
are with you.
Absolutely. I can grieve well. That's what I always say. Now, I always wrestle with, we have such a weird relationship with death and things. And yeah, I just think that we should not be, it is part of life. And, people say you only live once. That's not true. You live every day, you only die once. So grieve well, and, we're always there. Anything else? Then nearing none. Well, that ends the recorded portion of our monthly meeting. You are again, this is still open to the public. If you want to hear about our finances, come here. We just don't record it and put it online. And again, I'm Vicente Cruz, Oakland Greens event and fundraising coordinator. We hope to see you at our monthly events, and definitely go to our webpage, theoaklandgreens.org, go to our events page, and we're going to have a great last end of the year event in November, and you can actually see me ever do stand up for the first time ever. And I wouldn't lie that I haven't said that I hadn't written anything or rehearsed, but I will not have performed it in front of people ever until that particular event. But fear not, even though I'm not the comedian, everyone else behind me are professional comedians that are really good from the Bay Area, and people that some that I know. And anyway,
Sounds good.
yeah, thanks again, everyone. And
Oh, one last thing. We
yep.
I don't know if we should, probably next month, uh, have some kind of report back from the National Green Party convention. That's coming up very
I
shortly.
will have that on next month's agenda for sure. Thank you. We'll see everybody then.